Guys, I want you to remember before we get started that we are sponsored by SeatGeek. Yes, SeatGeek is now officially sponsoring Three Bold Takes. Guys, we are so glad to let you know that with your first purchase with SeatGeek, you get $20 off using our code Three Bold Takes. SeatGeek's perfect for any kind of live events, whether that's sports, entertainment like music, or even like local plays that you would want to go to. I use them for every sporting event I've gone to. I've never been disappointed. They give me great information on the tickets, whether it's a good price or not, before I ever purchase it. It is the only way that I buy tickets. So, guys, remember, use SeatGeek. Our code Three Bold Takes, get $20 off your first purchase. All right, guys, we're going to kick predictions off this week, starting down in New Orleans for Tulane versus Memphis. Massive implications for the American Conference at hand on this Thanksgiving night game. Spreads opening at Tulane, favored by 13 points over the Tigers. Guys, how are you feeling about this one?
I'll just go ahead and say it. I've got Tulane. I think they're going to win this game. Listen, Memphis is one of those teams that earlier in the year when they beat Florida State, people were like, "Oh my God, Memphis is going to be the greatest Group of Five team of all time." And now we know what Florida State is. So it didn't look as impressive then. Now they are 9-2 overall, 5-2 in the conference though. Obviously, with this being Tulane's last game of the year, an upset here for Memphis would be huge on multiple levels. Tulane is still alive in the college football playoff race, obviously as well as the American Conference, but I don't see that happening. They're getting them at home. They've had a great year. One of Tulane's losses was to Ole Miss, I think, right? Early in the year, which is, a good loss for a team like Tulane. It wasn't as close as the Boise State Oregon game, but it was still a good game. But Tulane's winning this game. I really don't think it'll be close. I think they cover the 13.5.
Yeah, so Tulane played Ole Miss last year, Freddie. The one you're thinking of is Oklahoma.
That's
They
right.
lost back to back Kansas State, Oklahoma. And that's what kind of sucks about these group of five teams is this is a really good schedule for Tulane. And yeah, they have two losses, but it's by a combined 19 points, two Power Five teams, and two or a Big 12 and an SEC team. Like just think about that. A combined 19 points to those two teams, and now you're hurting yourself. You're sitting behind Boise State, you're sitting behind Army, teams like that, who Army just suffered their first loss through can you say Power Five? Basically, a Power Five team in Notre Dame. Anyway, I like Tulane in this game as well. Tulane is a very, very strong team, as I just mentioned. They play really good ball. John Summerall, man, did we not nail this one on the head in the offseason saying how well he was going to do at Tulane? And he's probably going to have them in the hunt for Group of Five bid. And he still does. It's going to be really hard unless Boise State slips up here and Tulane just really wins out. But I think Tulane's got this game down. Memphis, still a great season. Let's not overlook that. I know this spread makes it look like 13 point, like Memphis is just bad. No, they're a really good team as well. They've just also have messed up in their group of five play, losing to UTSA and teams like that. You can't do that when you're supposed to be a power five or not power five, a group of five lock for the playoffs. You got to beat those teams and only lose to the big games that you play on your schedule. And for Memphis this season, you beat the big team on your schedule in Florida State. Regardless, both great seasons. I think Tulane pulls this one out. Quinn?
Yeah, I have no questions. I'm going Tulane as well. And a lot of it has to do with John Summerall. I mean, he showed up at Troy, absolutely dominated the Sun Belt during his time down at Troy. And I expected him to do the exact same stuff with Tulane. And here we are. We're sitting at the end of the year. They got two losses early in the year to a fringe Big 12 championship contender in Kansas State and a bowl eligible SEC team in Oklahoma. Those are very good losses if you're a G5 program. I expect them to dominate Memphis in this game. There's too much on the line with the home field advantage added into it that I just don't see a world where Memphis gets out of New Orleans with this win. Massive for them if they could and get them another double-digit win season, but only one of these teams has shown to me that they are capable of losing to equivalent competition, and that team is Memphis, not Tulane. So give me the green wave to get it done. Guys, thank you for checking out this video on Memphis and Tulane. We got more predictions coming just like this one for multiple rivalry games throughout rivalry week. Remember, we are sponsored by SeatGeek. Use our code 3BoldTakes. Get $20 off your first purchase in the app with our code. And that being said, I'm Quinn. I'm logging off, and I'm sure Freddie and Chase are right here behind me.